everybody, and welcome back to the Bell Runners podcast. Colin Daly and Ben Goldstein. Actually, it's more like Colin Daly eating Skittles. Anyway, that's okay.
And a
Skittles
panda.
down. And a panda, right. A panda or polar bear?
This
I don't know.
is a polar bear, not a panda.
Right. Anyway, Skittles are going away. We have some very important Philly stuff to talk about.
Very important Philly stuff.
Ben.
Go.
Brandon Marsh. David Robertson.
Yeah.
Noah Syndergaard. Edmundo
Yeah.
Sosa. Thoughts?
Yeah.
Can you get right into it?
I'll take you through step by step. Edmundo Sosa, I'm very in between with. I don't like the idea of giving him to Romero, but I feel like he has no future anymore. So I mean, he's a good defensive shortstop, but I mean, who's gonna be better, Edmundo Sosa or Diego Gregorius?
Good question. I mean, for me, I think the Sosa deal, there's some upside there. But right now, he just doesn't have a spot. And it's kind of unfortunate that we have to roster him because he has no options left. And you really can't get rid of him because when you get rid of him, it makes the trade look kind of ridiculous.
Yes, there's no point. I'll move on
So
I'll move on to the next move. I'm gonna storm through these. Brandon Marsh, not a huge fan of this one. I mean, I'm a big Logan O'Hoppe fan. First of all, I like the name Logan O'Hoppe.
How can
Very
you not?
fun to say. And he's really, really good, and he could have been a future catcher of this Phillies team. Although with JT Mito now on his team, there's kind of no point for him, which I understand the move. But for Brandon Marsh sucks. I mean, he's a great defensive guy, but we need guys that can also hit. Like, what was the point of giving up him when you have Matt Vierling, who's a great defensive player and a good hitter? Like, I don't just really understand that. Move on to David Robertson. This is a very good move. Give up. What do we give up for Robertson? Ben Brown.
Ben Brown, that's right.
All right. Well,
can I go back to Marsh real quick?
What?
Can I go back to Marsh real quick?
Yeah.
Really quickly, and I do see the upside here. The only reason I'm confused is one, I don't like that we gave up O'Hoppe, and two, don't really understand how he has proven that he should start over Matt Vierling, who has performed very well since being recalled from AAA after a slow start to the season. So right now, the move I understand, the execution post move, not really understanding.
Exactly. I have the same thought process with that as well. Who else? David Robertson gave up Ben Brown. Gonna be honest with you, I don't really care about Ben Brown. Obviously, a great first name, Ben. But I mean, I don't really have that much care for the guy. You can see how much I care about the prospects, but we have to win now. And David Robertson's a good pickup, former Philly. And he's been really good this year. And I think the Phillies found their closer, finally.
Really calling him a former Philly?
Yes. He was a former Philly. If you look on
that's true.
Baseball Reference, they have his 7 games with the Phillies.
That's right. Now, Ben Brown, he's probably the number 4 pitching prospect in the Phillies organization. Right behind Griff McGarry, I would say is number 3. And again, it's kind of a similar thing. I think that Ben Brown has potential, but here's the thing. You've got those 4 guys, Ben Brown, Andrew Painter, Mick Abel, and Griff McGarry, and they're all kind of on that same timeline where they're high A, double A, right? I think Painter's probably a little bit behind. Obviously not skill-wise, more just because he's 19 years old. So in that case, you have to trade one of those young pitchers eventually because it is so impractical to have 4 rookie starting pitchers in the same rotation or even have 2 rookie starting pitchers and 2 second-year starting pitchers. So one of them was going to have to go eventually. I mean, don't you agree? Like, you can't –
Yes.
It would be so impractical. Plus, you have Wheeler and Nola, so you're not going to have a 6-man rotation, I don't think. So it was – one of them had to go. And I guess Ben Brown was he's definitely not the best. We didn't get the most value in returern, but it is what it is.
But the Phillies have to win now, so that's kind of my 100%. Process.
And I said the same thing. I didn't realize as long as they didn't give up Painter, I didn't really care who we gave up because they need to win now.
Yes.
We have a lot of guys in their primes.
What? Who else? Noah Syndergaard. I was a fan of this movie first, and then seeing him basically being batting practice to the Washington Nationals Thursday night was one of the worst experiences I've ever had. And I was at that game, and that was the rain delay, and that was one of the most miserable times I've ever had in my life. Just sitting there watching the rain fall on the tarp for 2 hours. I mean, it was brutal. But I mean, I think are you probably turning it around? I think it's his first game. I'm gonna give him another one. But
And
I mean,
I don't think. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
no, I like the move. We didn't give up like anything for him because
Nothing.
Mickey Moniak has no future.
He's
So
hurt right now.
exactly. So I mean, obviously, thank you, Mickey Moniak, for nothing. But I mean, I like the move. It's a good end of the rotation.
Yeah. And you see this often. So Noah Syndergaard came in on extended rest because he was supposed to start the
The day
Angels.
before the deadline, or
Correct.
yeah,
The
he
deadline day,
he
I think,
didn't.
that night.
The last time he started was July 25th, and he pitched August 4th. So yeah,
Right.
he's
So the
hasn't
extended
pitched in a
rest, and that
while.
hurts a lot of guys. They put Aaron Nola on extended rest. He had like 9 days, and he struggled in his next start back.
Yeah,
And and again, the Nationals did not hit the ball hard. Um, he got singled and blooped to death, as many people said. I'd say there were maybe 4 hard hit balls. So yeah, not great, but again, he will turn it around. And that start really wasn't even that bad. I mean, he threw some very good pitches. So like I said, I'm not worried. Oh, this is fancy. I'm
yeah.
not worried. They're gonna turn it around.
Yeah, I was I just updated my Zoom, so there's a lot of new stuff going on. So there's the trade deadline. Give me a rating. One bite, everyone knows the rules. Rating from 1 to 10. How do you rate the deadline?
That's a good one. 7.5.
7.5. I'll go to 7.2. Kind of in the same
Okay.
spot.
I think they did what you expect them to do. And I
Yeah.
think doing what you expect them to do is a 7. Getting David Robertson was a 7.5.
Yes, that added my point.
Because David Robertson was unexpected. I think it's going to help a lot because we saw this Phillies bullpen, and I'm not going to lie. Originally, I did not like the Robertson move. But then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? It's a strong move because we've got these guys who've been performing so well, who performed well in June and July. Nick Nelson, and we've even seen. I think Nelson the most has dropped off just a little bit over the past 2 weeks, although he hasn't pitched much. But like Nick Nelson's not going to keep being a pitcher with an ERA in the threes. Corey Knebel has been lights out. Jose Alvarado has been lights out. Seranthony Dominguez has been lights out. Brad Hand has been lights out. Andrew Bellotti has been lights out. I just don't know how long it's going to stay. So I think getting David Robertson adds very good depth because they're not going to continue being perfect all season. Oh wow, Shark.
My bad.
Let's fit the vibe
Keep,
a little bit.
yeah.
But yeah. So I do think that I think it was a successful trade deadline, and especially when you look at other teams who got nothing. The
Yeah.
Brewers, awful. I mean, they lost Hader and they got
I think the
um.
Brewers won that trade.
I don't
Taylor
know.
Rogers, Taylor Rogers, who has been slightly worse than Josh Hader, and then a buttload of prospects.
Yeah, and I did DFA to Nelson Lamet, who
Yep.
was coming off injury and struggling, but Nelson Lamet also had a lot of success in the past.
Yeah. I'm taking this dog off. This dog looks really weird.
Yeah, I don't like the shirt. The shirt's kind of strange.
What about the hoodie?
Yeah, trade deadline, extremely successful. And then the Phillies in general, extremely successful.
Yes,
Since the break,
dude.
the Phillies
I
are
don't. I don't know if you saw my tweet. I don't know if other people saw my tweet, but I'm all in on the Phillies. Red October is so happening. We are so back. I don't know about the
so
first
back.
wild card spot, but we're definitely getting the 2 or 3. definitely
I don't know if I
getting
want
over.
the first wild card spot. I want the third wild. I don't know, third wild card spot.
Hmm?
Second wild card spot, we're gonna end up playing. I think the Braves.
Yeah, but if
No,
we get the first wild card spot,
wait, that's
which
wrong.
is, which I think has a possibility of happening now. I'm so confident with the Phillies. It's not even funny. I we would have the series at home, which is why I don't want the second wild card spot. I'd rather have the
One
third,
or
even
three.
though I don't. The
One or
third,
three.
I don't. Yeah, yes, odd numbers. That's what I'm trying to say.
Because yeah, when I look at the wild card right now, which isn't our agenda, but I really do want to go here. Um, number three is great because we play the winner of what's going to be the NL Central because it's the worst. It's the division with the worst record, and the Cardinals I think are going to winning. The Cardinals winning the NL Central seems likely. Their pitching has got much better at the deadline. The Brewers completely flopped at the deadline. They just got swept by the Pirates. And I think the Reds just took 2 or 3 from them. So they've been playing really sloppy. I
Got
know they
swept by the
had
Pirates.
they did. I'm almost 99% sure they got swept. I know I watched the last game of that series, and I'm 99% sure that they did get swept by the Pirates. I know that the last game ended on a walk off pass
Yes.
ball / wild pitch. So they've been playing pretty sloppy. The bullpen hasn't really been great. So I think that the Cardinals are going to pull out the Central. I'm actually going to pull it out pretty easily. So, but I do think that in a wild card series, Phillies have a much better chance of beating the Cardinals than the Brewers because of the Brewers' elite pitching staff that includes Cy Young winner Corbin Burns and Brandon Woodruff.
Mhm.
So that is definitely
Um.
something to keep an eye out for because the NL Central pretty much, I think, determines their fate in the postseason.
Yes. Yes.
So anyway, so since we last spoke, how have the Phillies been, Ben?
Very good.
Very good.
They've won 10 of their last 11, to be in fact.
9-1 in
It
the
makes
last
me.
10
You can
games.
see. You could see the smile on the polar bear's face because I like seeing the Phillies play good baseball. I've never really seen the Phillies play good baseball before.
Yeah, I haven't either. I mean, I really started watching the
I mean,
Phillies a lot in like
other than
2000.
other other than like literally a year ago, as we're recording today, was one of, if not the best Phillies game I've ever been to, and that was the Zach Wheeler Roy Holiday game where he almost no hit the Mets to sweep them.
Oh, I
That was
was
a
at
year
this
ago.
game. I was at the game the day before that. I
The
do recall
Saturday
this
game where they
now.
almost blew it.
Yep, and they walk off. Yeah, I do recall this. And that was the sweep of the Mets. That's when they got first place in division after this series.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember this.
I
Anyway,
when the after that game, me and the pandemic room and I, great, that's better. We went into the parking lot and we all there was like
watch the Mets
there were
leave.
like 30 of us and we watched the Mets leave and we all had brooms and we all started like sweeping them.
Lots
It
of
was really
booing.
funny.
I
Yes.
remember lots of booing.
Can we talk about Pete Rose? What are your thoughts on the whole Pete Rose situation?
That is a very tricky situation. And it is easy to see both sides of it, and it's very hard to see one side of it. So I don't know. That is very, very tricky.
This is my
Um,
take, and I don't want to get canceled for it, but I'm a huge fan of bringing Pete Rose back. And the reason he said these things is because he's stuck in the '80s because he's been shut out of everything. He got banned from like every stadium. When he got banned, he was in hibernation. He never came back. So I think he's stuck in the '80s where anything really would fly. And now it's 2022 and things are much different.
mm,
So
yeah, that is a very now one thing that I don't think you can argue on is you have to respect the reporters, and I don't know
yes,
if I think he
I mean
definitely could have.
I have so much respect for Alex Coffey.
So do I. Alex is an
For
excellent
first of all,
reporter.
for having the guts to ask that question, because I bet you there's a lot of them, Matt Gilb, who did not have the guts to ask that question. And then
Yeah,
Dan Gelson from the Associated Press,
an AP, right? Yeah,
from following up with another question. So I have to give those two props for asking those questions. And I hope you heard
and
my
I
shout
do
of
think that I do think that and I think we'll end this conversation after this. I think that when you're in Rose's situation, it really would have been more wise for him to to consider the circumstance that he's in, and maybe he should be, I hate to use such a childish term, but not on his best behavior, but really trying to prove that he wants to be a part of the organization, that he doesn't want to be viewed as someone that people dislike. And by treating Alex Coffey the way that he did, I don't know if that was, his best word choice.
No.
Anyhow, I digress. So
I just saw a tweet from MLB. I want to ask you really quick. If you were a closer, what would your walkout song be?
Easy, the trumpets. Come on. I mean, is that too? Is that
other than the trumpets?
Well, I've always said that if we get whenever I play the next game of baseball where I get to have any type of song, so a walkout song, a walk up song, I would definitely go with Desperado, like the very beginning of it. That's what Brendan Donovan, Cardinals utility infielder, has. And I always look forward to his at bats because it was a good walk up song when I was down watching some baseball at PNC Park and Busch Stadium. So yeah, I think I go with Desperado still.
It depends. It depends for me because if I was in Philadelphia, I'd choose the Rocky. And if I'm not in Philadelphia, I am choosing either the old Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls music, or I am choosing Piano Man by Billy Joel.
Piano Man's a classic, and no one can argue that. Like everyone loves Piano Man.
Yeah, I mean everyone's singing it. Everyone's singing it when you're walking out. I mean, yeah. All right,
that's true.
Alec Bohm and JT Realmuto. They've both been very successful since we last spoke. Would you like to talk about how successful those two have been? No way.
You know it.
Uh-oh.
No, I
Is that the link with Blue Claws? Is that the Blue Claws bat?
No, this is the 80 Phillies bat. This is, or not 80 Phillies bat. Sorry, this is I always associate with 80 Phillies because it has the old time logo on it.
Yeah.
But it's my retro Phillies bat that I found in my grandmom's basement. So
perfect.
Now I do have an Iron Pigs one over there for going with minor league teams, but I did not actually end up getting the Blue Claws one. I did see a very cool one when I was at the Ironbirds game this weekend, which you did not see the pictures from that. I got an autograph for Heston Kjerstad, the second overall pick in the 2020 draft. And I got pretty good seats. Check out my Twitter page for that and check out all our socials, which are right down there. Anyway,
I need to tell you about something when we're done with the social media stuff.
Got it. Anyway, Alec Bohm and JT Realmuto have been, one, absolutely killing it, and two,
people
very
call
fun
me
to
Alec
watch.
Bohm.
Really? The hair?
Yes.
Not really. I don't know.
The hair, just because of the hair.
That's
because when I have a hat on, when I have a hat on, all my hair
it
goes
looks
down.
the same like that. Yeah,
it looks like Alec Bohm.
Well,
anyway,
it's too bad you're not hitting like Alec Bohm right now because Alec Bohm is on fire, and I don't want to go to Ruben Amaro Jr., John Crocker, Ben Davis on you here, but he's getting his foot down, and everyone said it's a big thing for him, making contact out in front, driving the ball to all fields, getting under the ball a little bit, hitting more balls in the air, less balls on the ground. He's been really fun to watch, driving the ball to all fields, but I really think that his approach has changed mentally, and that's just more from watching some more of his gestures. He seems like he's more confident, but not confident like I don't know if confidence is the right word. He looks. It almost looks like he looks more like a veteran when he's hitting, unless like a rookie. Like it looks like he has a plan. Looks like he knows what needs to be done. Like when I see him hitting, like I feel like when I look at him, I can tell that he's like thinking or he's getting ready. I feel like he's thinking about, all right, I need to hit a ball on the ground to the right side right now. I need a ball in the air that's running to score. Sometimes I think he was just up there swinging and seeing how hard he can hit the ball. And that's why he would hit all those scorching line drives, never elevated the ball, and hit a lot of balls right into the ground. And JT Realmuto, and he even said it, he's more comfortable at the plate. He has more confidence. And I think it's only going to get better for Realmuto because if he keeps hitting the way he's been hitting, it won't stop. Because that's what's great about when you get into a mental groove and you get into mental rhythm. And I really think that JT Realmuto is going to come around and end up being the undisputable best catcher in baseball, like we've seen in the past. So that's my take on those two.
Perfect. I agree. Wow.
So in that case, I think it is time for us to play our game before I wrap up today's episode. Now I'm looking at it, it's pretty short, but we will have another episode coming out probably on like Sunday, assuming
We'll
this gets
figure it
put
out.
out Tuesday. There will be another one very shortly though. So in that case, I on the cellular device here have some facts. Is that what we're gonna call them? I think some facts for Ben. And he's gonna figure out if he can guess the player. I have 3, and I do have some backup hints that I think I can give. They're not pre-planned, but I'm sure I can figure it out on the fly. So I think that this first one is going to be easy. The second one is
Okay, I have a
harder,
question.
but still not too challenging. And the last one's tough.
Where do we want to play this game? An art gallery, an auditorium, a boardroom, a fireside, learning pods, kitchen seats, a classroom, a cafe, a portrait, or a ski lift?
I do feel like this is a game that you play in the kitchen family game night. So, because it is a replica of Guess Who. So I think we should go. I think we should go into the kitchen.
We
All
are
right,
in the
everyone,
kitchen.
welcome to the kitchen.
Welcome to the kitchen.
And
What do you-
I think we should make this a regular thing on the podcast.
Colin, what do you want to? What's for dinner tonight?
Oh, wait a minute. Did I just delete it? That'll be an issue. Oh, no, we did not. Good. All right. Well, this Phillies reliever is currently in the crock pot. That's
Currently
creative.
in the crock pot. So does that mean he's currently? That means he's currently pitching, correct? He's currently on the Phillies.
No. That was just a kitchen joke. That had no
okay.
relevance.
I thought that was like the actual thing.
No. So this player has the 3rd most innings pitched among relievers on the Phillies, obviously, despite starting a season on a AAA team. Who is the Philly?
Oy vey. I feel like I should know this. Current player, I'm guessing.
Current player rostered by the Phillies was not. It was in AAA to start the season. Has the 3rd most innings pitched among relievers.
3rd most innings pitches.
And he's primarily reliever. He does not start.
So he never.
So it can't be Bailey Falter.
I was thinking Bailey Falter.
I felt that did occur to me, so I wanted to make sure that.
Does his first name start with SER?
No, it does not.
Who else?
Wait, he didn't start in AAA, did he?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I gotta go through the. It's not Francisco Morales.
It's not.
Who's currently in the? How many guesses? How many guesses do I get?
Well, definitively 1 when you give me a name.
Oh. Okay.
And if you ask me, I can give you a contradicting fact. Like for Francisco Morales, I can tell you that he's not currently on the roster.
He's not currently on the roster. You set him down.
Morales, yeah, I don't think he's here anymore.
My friend's last name's Morales, so I make fun of him.
Did he pitch better than Francisco Morales?
Yeah, probably. She is a softball pitcher. I know she's.
Yeah, he's not on the team.
No,
Morales is on the team.
Sorry, Morales.
Surprised I'm stumping you here. He's a reliever.
Yeah,
he's probably, in my opinion, the biggest shock of all the Phillies relievers this year. We really didn't expect much out of him.
Nick.
Not Nick
Nelson.
Nick Nelson did start the team with the major leagues. Wow.
Andrew
Could this be an upset?
It's not. Is it Andrew Velati?
He has the 3rd most innings. Is that crazy among all Phillies relievers? So to give you a little bit of context here, because again, this did surprise me too. So The
How'd you find
most
that
innings
out?
in the Phillies. I just looked it up myself. So
Okay.
the most innings in the Phillies, which doesn't surprise anyone, Nolan Wheeler, Gibson
Mm.
Fowler, just surprisingly, 5 innings. 5 innings behind Wheeler. So I will say, Gibson, when he's pitching well, gets deep into games, like 7th, 8th inning. Ranger,
Yes.
then Eflin. The right thing here. There we go. Then Nick Nelson, who is. Uh-oh. Did I make a mistake here?
Oh no.
Oh wait, no. Third most. Okay, yeah. That would
Okay.
be Andrew Bellotti.
There you go.
Nick Nelson. Oh, I did phrase the question incorrectly. He's behind. I didn't
Correct.
say he's behind third. He's actually fourth, but I didn't mean behind third because it's who you probably would expect. Nelson, the log man, then Knable and Dominguez have been putting the most. They've been
Yeah.
the guys, right? I mean,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm shocked by that. I was
Mhm.
actually thinking that Jarris Familia would be higher. I think he's sixth. I could be wrong.
Well, he's not on the team anymore, so it doesn't really count.
Right, but he pitched so much in the beginning of the year. It
Yeah.
was unreal. My next one I think you're gonna get this rather quickly. Now that I think about it, I think this one's easier. This player hit 389 in the month of April, but is no longer rostered by the Phillies despite their early success.
Hmm. Two. Hit 389. No longer roster. Didi Gregorius. It's not Odubel. Is it Odubel? Ah. Oh yes, he did have a very hot spot. Yes.
Duval Herrera, a very successful season early on. So our last one we have, as we are running out of time here, I don't know if we're gonna get this one. This is tough.
Okay.
I mean, this would honestly just be guessing and thinking about games. But I will say this one surprised me.
You see what I was thinking with Didi Gregorius?
I gotta look that up.
I don't know. I don't know.
That
I
was
don't remember. I literally don't remember April. I barely remember July. All I know is April.
yeah, I don't remember July. Let me see this.
The third
Yeah.
and final Philadelphia Philly. Chase Utley. Got it. I got it.
What can I find? Oh, here we go. GD hit 196 in April.
Okay, never
Oh wait,
mind.
no, that's wrong. That's wrong. That my next thing. This player, while I figure out what GD hit in April, has a 1096 OPS in tied games.
In how many games?
In tied games.
Tied. Tie games.
Tied
Like
games.
when it's like 0-0, 1-1.
Right.
That's very interesting.
Who is this player?
This player he's a Philly, obviously.
He's still
Kind of,
wait, hold on. Who is it? I think he's still rostered by the Phillies.
it's kind of a thing.
I
Tie
can give
games.
you a
Is he
very
a
big
first
hint, but I'm
baseman?
gonna wait. It's possible.
Is it Rhys Hoskins?
It is not.
Ah, no. It's not Derek Hall. Is it Derek Hall?
I don't know. You gotta tell me that.
It's Derek Hall.
It is Derek Hall. Derek Hall,
Wow.
1096 OPS. I mean, I really think Hall has been impressive since his call up. And he got into a little bit of a slump. And it wasn't even a slump. It was like 5 games where he didn't hit a home run, which is, absurd from the standpoint of that's
I
considered a
have a
slump.
question.
But
I have a question. Hold on. How do I raise my hand?
good luck with that.
Never mind.
For
Question.
the record, Didi hit 275 in April. So not bad.
All right. I was okay.
You're close. That's a good guess.
Derek Hall and Rhys Hoskins. When Harper comes back, what in the world are the Phillies going to do with Derek Hall? Because they can't just put him on the bench because he's like Barry Bonds. And also, my next question is: after the season, do the Phillies look to trade Rhys Hoskins and keep Derek Hall at the first base?
So that's a very solid question. Derek Hall, I don't think that you can bench him. So this is an unpopular opinion. You have to send him down to AAA. He will get called back up for the postseason, 100%.
Yeah.
But he needs to get consistent playing time, and that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen where he's at. So I think he has to get sent down. And is it the right move? Probably not. But the goal is the postseason. You want him to be successful in the postseason, he needs to keep getting live at bats. In terms of Rhys Hoskins and his offseason, that is another good question. He is arbitration eligible this upcoming offseason. He's a free agent in 2024. So I do think the trading's on the table. I do think that it's likely he'll get re-signed. I think the fan base likes Rhys Hoskins. I think the front office likes that he's a homegrown player. I think that's their favorite thing about having Hoskins in the organization. So I do think that he's going to get re-signed. But I would not be opposed. Well, I don't know. That's my issue there is I don't know if Derek Hall is an everyday player because of his inability to hit left-handed pitching. And you can't have a player that's considered an everyday player who sits whenever a lefty's on the bump. And he simply cannot hit lefties. So that's, I don't know. He could have an off-season session with K-Long every day. I don't know if he's going to be able to hit a lefty. There's some things that guys just can't do. And again, there's the other side of me that says, well, no, that shouldn't matter. He's hitting, I think it's like 180 something. That is, when you round it, that's getting a hit 1 in every 5 at bats against a lefty, which in the grand scheme of things isn't terrible. So I don't know. That is something where I can really see both sides of whether is Derek Hall a everyday player. And I really do think that Derek Hall will decide if Derek Hall is an everyday player. Because he doesn't have to improve that much. He has to be viable against he has to be it can't be zero. You have to have some chance when he's in the box against a left-handed pitcher. Unless now if the Phillies can find someone who's the opposite of Derek Hall, obviously on a lower scale, where this person can hit left-handed pitching very, very well with struggles against right-handed pitching, and they're a cheap bench bat, I'd get them in a heartbeat. But yeah, and then there's the other side of me on this argument too. Is Derek Hall even going to be a good player? He's older. He hasn't really had a ton of minor league success up until the last year and a half. And I don't know if he's going to be able to continue the pace that he's currently at. So again, that is one of the. I say that re-signing Hoskins and trading Hoskins, along with the whole, what do we do when Harper comes back? What do we do with Hall? That is probably the two biggest things that I'm torn about right now. What are your thoughts there?
I'm really in between. I don't even know what to think. I'm currently thinking about it as we speak. I think that Rhys Hoskins is a very valuable bat in his lineup. Like when he's out of the lineup, the Phillies aren't like the same. I don't
He
feel
sets
like
the
they
tone.
hit as well. Yes.
They don't.
All right. I have the third pick in the draft tonight in my fantasy football draft. So that's how I'm going to end this. Thank you guys for watching / listening to another Bell Ringers podcast. Make sure that if you're buying tickets, Phillies are hot. If you're buying tickets through SeatGeek, make sure you use code Phillies Sports Report.
Right up in that corner,
off.
right?
Yes, save dollars off your first order. Check out the social medias. All the links in the description. PhillySportsReports.com. It's a big thing I'm trying to brew up. So, Everything's very exciting. So make sure you do all that. Thank you for listening and watching, and we'll see you guys next time. See ya.
See you guys.